Hey everybody, Ryan here at etrailer. Today we're going to be checking out the Curt fuse bypass switch. A setup like this is primarily going to be used for those of you that are wanting to flat tow your vehicle, and some vehicles will require you to pull a fuse whenever you flat tow it, and you can find that information in your owner's manual. Reason being, the factory wants something to not have power while it's being towed so no damage or anything like that occurs. Well, the thing is with that, it's one of the things when you go to flat tow, you're gonna have to remember what fuse to pull, get in there, pull the fuse, don't lose a fuse, tow it when you're ready to get back going in the car, remember to put the fuse in, and so on and so forth. And so, honestly, to me, that get old pretty quick. It's not the easiest taking these little fuses out, especially, at nighttime or whatever the case may be. And so a setup like this is going to eliminate all that hassle. Once it's installed, all you're going to have to do, instead of pulling that fuse out and putting it back in every time, is flip a switch. So if you're ready to flat tow, you'd flip your switch. It'll bypass that fuse. Essentially, it'd be just like taking it out. It's not going to have any power or anything. Then when you're ready to disconnect and drive around again, you flip the switch the other way, and that's all there is to it. So it really speeds things up and eliminates a major possibility of forgetting about that fuse when you go to flat tow or go to drive around. As far as what the kit consists of, it's really not much. Pretty simple stuff. You get your switch that you can mount up to a panel like this if you so desire. Then your wires will plug into those terminals, and then these are what is actually going to get plugged into where your existing fuse was. So you pull out the correct fuse, these will plug into it, and then your fuse will go into the holder. And by pushing the switch, you're turning it off or on, more or less. So there are two different lengths of these. This one today is the shorter one of the two. That's about how long it is, to give you an idea there. Like I said, this has worked for most applications. If you're wanting to mount the switch up in kind of a funky spot, or it's you got to run it a long ways, the longer one might be more ideal for you, but definitely have a couple of options there, and should end up working out. This is the style of fuse that this kit is going to accept, so really common on a lot of late model cars. If your vehicle uses a different style fuse, chances are really good there's other parts very, very similar to this that do the same job that'll probably work with them. And there's even some that, some manufacturers recommend you pull two different fuses out. And so there's kits like this that have two fuse holders, and you can control them all by having kind of one harness, so to speak. So just check in your owner's manual, and that will let you know if you need to remove any fuses, and kind of go from there, figure out what you need. But other than that, honestly, to me, something like this is a no-brainer. I just feel like it could potentially prevent a big headache, because if you forget to pull that fuse one time and you're flat towing, it might not be the best. It might put you in a costly situation, or potentially even an unsafe one. So this just eliminates that. Real easy, get in the habit, flip the switch, and know you're good to go. And that will finish up our look of the Curt fuse bypass switch.